Hello,
Hi Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. What is your
Oh,
topic for today?
so I'd like to talk about some expressions.
Okay.
Gonna, Gonna, gonna.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to use gonna, for example, should I use the verb to be before that expression or not?
Okay, so gonna means going to. So
Yeah,
you won't have to use the expressions to be. So you would say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the shop." So you would use it in the same time you're using I'm going to. For example, I'm going to the shop.
okay.
Do you see what I mean? I'm gonna go to the shop.
So what the correct? I'm gonna go or I gonna go.
I'm gonna go.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go.
go. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then should I use the verb to be before?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go.
And can I say he's gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
common or not?
Pardon?
That is common or not?
That is quite common. So in written English, you wouldn't write it a lot, but in spoken English, that is something you often hear people say.
I didn't understand what you said.
Okay. So when you are writing, you would write, I am going to go because it is formal. When you speak, a lot of people say gonna because that's the short form or the slang.
Okay, I got
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have to use the verb to be before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Depend the for example, like he is gonna, they are gonna.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So can I use it for before other verb? For example, uh, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In
So
any time you can use the word I'm going to, you can swap it out for gonna.
okay,
Mhm.
good.
So for
Uh,
example, you can say, "Oh, I'm going to take a nap." I'm gonna take a nap. Same thing.
okay.
Mhm.
So, uh, and the expression and,
Mhm.
A-I-N-T, and,
Ain't.
ain't.
Mhm. Mhm.
How can I use it? The better way to use it.
Okay. So ain't, for example, it's are not. So for
Are
example,
not.
I ain't going to go to the shop. That means I'm not going to go to the shop. I ain't going to the shop. I am not. I am not. So that's when you don't use the to be because the ain't is part of it. So for example, you would say, I am not going to the park. I am not going to the park. I ain't going to the park. Do you see?
Yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and can I use it for the are with are? For
So
example, you and, can I use it? You and going to?
you ain't going to. Yeah.
Can I use you
Mm-hmm.
ain't going to the party? You ain't
Yeah.
going to the
You ain't
party.
going to the party. You are not going to the party. Yeah.
So and is the same, am not
Mm-hmm.
and are not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's the verb to be plus
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm. But also with you can also say aren't, which is
Um,
aren't. So you can
um,
also say you aren't going to the party. You are not also for like you. So you ain't, you are not. Mm-hmm. Do you
so
see?
I uh I think the correction.
Okay. Okay. So for example, I ain't. she ain't, he ain't. That is how you say it even formally. So you can write, I ain't going to the party. When it comes to you, so like you, second person, you ain't going to the party, that becomes a little bit informal.
Okay.
You ain't, it's informal. If you want it to be formal, you would say you aren't
Okay. Oh, so
going
I
to the
got it.
party.
So you aren't.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't. You aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aren't
Mm-hmm.
is are not. Aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think there is expression and. Can I use and
Mm-hmm.
or not?
For example, give me the sentence.
So I there ain't no bottles. There ain't no bottles. Can I use it? There ain't no bottles.
Mm-hmm. There aren't
There aren't
any borders.
there aren't any bottles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There aren't. Mm-hmm.
There aren't. So
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I hear that expressions,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
Mm-hmm.
if can I use it, probably my language will be more usual,
Yeah, more casual. Yeah.
more casual, and more
Mm-hmm.
common. For example, when I have American friends, and when they
Mm-hmm.
are speaking, they speak
Mm-hmm.
more like a robot, because
Okay.
they speak everything the same way how
Mm-hmm.
writes the word. So I just
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about how can I become more usual, more common.
Okay, it's like speak in a more casual way.
Yeah, casually.
Okay. So yeah, a lot of times speaking in a casual way, you use like shortened words. Like you don't say, "Oh, I do not want," "I don't want."
Yeah.
So like do not becomes don't. But also, depending on the country you are in,
Mm-hmm.
there are certain words that are slang.
Slang.
Slang, which means that they don't make sense in other languages, in other countries, but they make sense in yours.
Mm, okay.
Mhm.
Depend of the
For
country.
example, yeah, so I'll give you an example. So in England, we when we see someone beautiful or see someone attractive, we don't say, if we are speaking, we don't normally say beautiful, we say peng. So it's a word that we use in the UK, but it's not used anywhere else.
Okay. You
So
use
the
what?
formal word is beautiful, but we use the word peng, P-E-N-G.
Key and G can
P-E-N-G.
key
So in England, we don't say beautiful, we say peng, P-E-N-G.
key
So when you're talking
or P
P-E-N-G, I'll type it for you.
P P
P-E-N-G.
pang.
So
Okay.
peng, yeah. So that means, so in England, if you hear someone, oh, that's peng, that's great, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. But
Oh,
in other countries, you wouldn't hear that word.
okay.
So that means it's making your language more casual with British people. So it also depends on what country you're in.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And you are England.
So I study in England, but I
England.
live in Malaysia.
Malaysia. Yeah. In Malaysia you
Mhm.
speak is English.
Um, we do speak English, but we also speak Malay, Mandarin, Tamil. We speak a variety of different languages.
Oh, it's very different.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very different. So for us, if you're talking to us and you want to make the conversation more casual, in Malaysia, we take words from other languages.
Mm.
So we don't just speak in fluent English. We have words in Malay that we put in our sentence. We have words in Mandarin that we put in our sentence. And that makes our conversation flow more naturally when we're just speaking to other people.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna is same going to, and I have
Mm-hmm.
to use the verb to be before. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's very informal and
Mm-hmm.
casually.
Mm-hmm.
There is another word, yet, Y-E-T, yet,
Yet.
yet.
That means, okay, it has yet to happen, meaning that it hasn't happened yet. It's before something.
Can you give me the
So
example?
for example, I have yet to finish my homework, meaning that I haven't finished my homework.
I have, or I had.
I have yet to.
I have
Mm-hmm,
yet
mm-hmm. I have yet to have finished my homework. I have yet to have lunch.
to have
Mm-hmm,
lunch. I have yet.
mm-hmm,
You just do it. I have yet.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I have yet means I haven't. Basically, just means I have not done it yet.
Oh, I have not.
So I haven't
Oh
done a
yeah.
task already. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. So you would say I have yet to have done it. So for example, oh, I have yet to pick up the cake, which means you haven't picked up the cake,
Yeah.
but you are
You
going to
you
at some
didn't to
point.
do it. You didn't to do
Mm-hmm.
it, but we will do. You have to do it.
Mm-hmm. So like it's going to happen. It just hasn't happened.
Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's some words, already. You just do it already or not.
Yeah, already. I've done it already means I finished it.
I finish it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the opposite
So
of
you say, for example, I've already done my homework. I finished my homework.
what?
So you would say, I have already done my homework. I have finished my homework. So that's what it means.
I have already doing my homework. I just
I have
finished.
already done my homework because it's
I have
finished.
I have
Mm-hmm.
already done my homework. I have.
Mm-hmm.
Can you type for me because I will do
Mm-hmm.
the reveal after.
So it's past tense. So you see, because it's done.
My
Mm-hmm.
I have already done my rep. So can
Mm-hmm.
I use a so I have to use the yet and already between have and
Mm-hmm.
the rest of the phrase.
Yeah.
So I have yet or already depends of
Mm-hmm.
this what I will say.
I have yet to have done my homework, for example.
I have yet to have done my homework. Okay.
Or you could say, I haven't done my homework yet. Yet
I
you
have
can use it.
homework yet.
I have done my homework already as well. So these are like the different ways you can say in the middle or at the end.
Yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes when I talk about travel, I
Mm-hmm.
say I haven't lived in Brazil yet. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
lived in Brazil yet. That correct or not?
So yeah, I haven't lived in Brazil yet. Yeah. Yeah.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And um you are you always online this time?
Normally, yes. Normally around this time I am online.
Okay, because I think I would try make class have a class with the same tutor because I
Mm-hmm.
have two class a week. So I think
Okay.
I would try have a class with the same tutor for the first class, and the second class I will try looking for other tutors because
Okay. That's a good idea.
yeah, so because when I have just one total, probably I will get feedback how is my English, and
Mhm.
I look for other tutors to understand the other way to speak.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So it's
Yeah.
very very nice meeting you again, Samantha.
Yes.
Have a
Yeah.
nice
You too have a good rest of the day. Stay
thank
safe. Thank
Bye.